What's going on, my peoples? I go by name the Sorcerer, and I'm now going to be doing a reading. I've got my calling cards for the category or the theme today, so I'll let you know. I'm just gonna give it a quick shuffle. I'm gonna just spread them out, as you can see. Now I'm gonna be picking what major shift is happening in your life. So I'm saying what major shift is happening. All right. Let's see what's going on. If it resonates, I hope it helps. If not, send it back to the universe. Energy is fluid. We keep on shining and we stay rising. Hope everybody's okay. I'm just going to shuffle it a couple more times and see what's happening with your major shifts. What major shift is happening? All right. Hope everybody's okay. So let's see our major shifts. Okay. So I do two tarot decks. Sorry, excuse me. I do two tarot decks. One is for the point of reference. The other one's just giving that card clarity. Right. What's your major shift? What the question is, excuse me, what major shift is happening? Excuse me. And the theme of the reading at the moment is the Lover's card. And it's a disconnection between you and a particular person in your life, and you are now in the process of healing. And I'm gonna speak to you as I go with the cards. You know, it's like a river, but I'll explain to you, you know, what's happening. And with the card, with the Lover's card being in reverse, you and this particular person don't have um the connection that once was, and it's where you don't essentially um have your feelings and your ideas aligning with each other, you know. And this is something that's happened over recent times. As you can see, you've got the Page of Pentacles followed by the Knight of Pentacles, and that is basically messages from your spirit guides, even your intuition. You know, you yourself felt like there was a change that needed to happen because it just didn't align. You know, you've elevated yourself, and you know, when you elevate yourself or when you ascend, when you're going through your spiritual ascendancy, you see changes, you know, with relationships, not just you and your, you know, particular counterpart, but just friends in general. And it is a time of change. Sometimes, yeah, it is painful, but it's one of those situations where you're being shown a different pathway for greater heights. You've went through a shift, and it clearly has you're going through a different timeline, and it's accelerated. This is a process of you rethinking your own plans in the respects of where you're going forwards, because you've got the nine of cups in reverse and you've got the moon card to give it clarity. And this was a particular dream that once was, but isn't no more. So it's a case of you making sure that you take your time. There's a lot of self-healing that needs to happen, which I'll explain in the next card. But there's a lot of self-healing that needs to happen. With the with the nine of cups, this was something that you've in your previous cycle manifested, in your previous time wanted, and it was a desired wish that you wanted yourself. And now the time of it all has changed. Respectfully, you've seen that it wasn't where it all was cracked up to be. You've made your decision, and you're in a place of healing with the Three of Swords. You're in the process of healing, followed by the Hermit card. And with the Hermit card, with the Three of Swords in reverse, it's about understanding that you understand yourself. It's about your healing. It's about you taking your time and realize when you get your spark again with the Hermit card, because this isn't just I know that it's about you just healing your heart, but I think it also, I know it comes from a place from your past, and you're working on your present to create a better future for yourself. So it all intertwines. It's about you having to reassess why things are the way they are. And that comes from a place of you having, with the Page of Cups, perhaps a particular type of person that you've always, let's say, dated. And you've realized that as you're ascending, that's not the type of person that you want to be with. You've got the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups isn't often, and it's gender fluid. It's gender fluid, so it's not even about like genders anyway. But this person, as it is you know got the he's pretty smooth with his words, pretty slick, but and it's got that attire that you desire, but inside of you spiritually, that it doesn't fit what you feel inside now. You don't, at the time, it might have been something fresh, and fit and amazing. But as times go by, you realize that this person in your life isn't what you see in your, in your next foreseeable future, as well as your future, as you're getting older. And you're looking back at it now with the Six of Cups, and there is an element of you having that reassessment of saying, is this person, should I give this person a chance? And what I'll say to you is, for me, intuitively, it's now for you to say, it's time for me to focus on myself. You've got your major shifts, and for me, I see the Four of Pentacles as the elements that you should be surrounded with. Your air, fire, water. You know, um, air, fire, water, and earth. And you should be surrounded by that during your self healing. So even though there might be times when you're looking back at a certain point and you're thinking, what ifs? There's a reason why you guys had to move on, and that's because your your ideas don't are not aligned together. And I think that comes from a scarcity mindset that you've had, which is why it's a case of you looking within your healing in order for you to go forwards. And instead of having a scarcity mindset, it's about you now having an abundance mindset. A major shift is the first comes through your mind self, and the rest will follow. And it coincides with the Five of Cups, and it's about you changing that perspective. You know, should I look as a pessimist, or should I look through my life now as an optimist? And by you having that mindset change and perception change, you've got the King of Pentacles. And with the King of Pentacles, he always operates with that abundanceness of happiness. You know, he being the social butterfly, you know, focusing on, you know, not just himself but the people around him. But that happens only once you focus on yourself first, that self-love, that self-healing. And that will happen in time, and encourage you to do so. You know, right now it's a case, as I said, self-love, Knight of Cups followed by the Seven of Cups. It's about you internally looking about that self-love. I've just touched my mic, so if you just heard something, apologies. But yes, internally looking within yourself, planting the new seeds as you go, you know, and watch it come to fruition. This is part of your healing process, you know. And I know that there are going to be like challenges, but these challenges are there to make you stronger, you know. You've got the 10 of Swords, and the what major shift is happening are that it's an ending of something in order for you to start a new chapter. It's not like the ending of your life, but it's the beginning of a new dawn in your life that's going to give you excitement. And you should, rather than see things as a crisis, see it as more as an opportunity. But that comes from you ultimately making a definitive action regarding that situation, cutting the cord, making sure the door is fully closed, and being guided by source. Yes, being guided by source and surrendering to source, and knowing that whatever you're doing going forwards, you are, you know, even when you're surrendering, you know, even when you're going through a tough time, even maybe a dark night of the soul, you're still being guided, and you will come out of this stronger. The worst of it is over with the Ten of Pentacles. You can't go any worse than the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, excuse me, apologies, the Ten of Swords. You can't go worse than the Ten of Swords. You know, at the end of the day, nothing's going to go as you're in the state that you are now. That's as bad as it will get, and you're only going to get better. Again, you got the Ten of Pentacles followed by the Three of Swords, and it's a state where you envisioned, you know, the reason why you're going through this major shift is because this is a big energy shift. You envisioned that this particular time in your life, you know, was, this person might have been like, you set your sights on being with this person long term, and it actually didn't work out. What the major shift is for you to go to that path of the Ten of Pentacles in the upright position. You know, certain chapters and doors are meant to close for you to have a bigger door of opportunity in that room that you're going to be entering. But you have to close a certain door. The past, you know, as we said, you know, at the end of the day, you know, endings are meant to happen, you know, and it's about you reassessing that, and you making that proactive approach of you saying, you know what, it's time for me to go about my business. Because all right, it's tough, but you're tougher than tough, you know. And the best thing at the moment in time is, with your major shift, is just to be present. Don't look at the long-term goal at this moment in time. You have a long-term goal, but it's about you being present in the situation and feeling what you need to feel with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And you've got, for advice, is the Queen of Pentacles, which is basically looking at it from a rational point of view rather than an emotional point of view. It's hard because at the moment emotions are running high, but when your emotions are kicking in, you have to use your rational brain and say to yourself, okay, I know I'm feeling sad. Yes, all right, I know I'm feeling sad, but I have to look within myself past the emotions and actually see, okay, X, this person that I was with, I look at it from the point of view that yes, I felt a a connection, but at the end of the day, that connection was just something that made me feel okay. I wasn't entirely happy. It's the emotion of leaving, and you probably have codependent issues, but it's a case of you taking that step away and just moving on into greater heights. But you have to do that by allowing yourself, giving yourself a chance to breathe and be on your own, and taking that chance of saying, right now, it's not about my long-term goals. I need to focus the present. The present is the most important thing, because when you're feeling in that present moment, you feel like you can heal. You're allowing yourself to heal and change and alchemize. You know, that is the major shift, as it is, because when you alchemize, you're going through a tough time. You know, look at a butterfly. A butterfly before was a caterpillar and turns into a cocoon. But during that metamorphosis, it is going through pain, the change of some, like a painful energy, ripping that skin off and getting the the wings out. That's a physical, a mental pain that caterpillar has to go through in order to turn to a butterfly. And that is the essence of the um, analogy that I'm saying, is that these changes, you want a beautiful story, but it has to start from, you know, a change that's going to be painful, you know. But it's a case of you understanding that the initial part of it is painful, but the journey will give you strength, and the end outcome is going to be a thing of beauty. You got the World card in reverse, followed by the Four of Swords. And that's just a case of you basically looking within. Well, as I said, looking within. It's not about just like, expanding, you know, my expanding, like going and being reckless, going on holiday and drinking XYZ. Excuse me, apologies, I just touched the microphone again. It's a case of you understanding that it's a time for you to look within. It's a time for you to be around your initial family. If you've got brothers, if you've got what you call it, kids, if you've got uncles, aunties, mother, like your whole family, your community, your friends. It's about while you are in preserving your energy and resting. It's a case of you getting comfort from the people that you love, and I implore you to do so, because that's going to be part of your metamorphosis, your change. It's the assessing your feelings and what's going on, and at the end of the day, that's what you must be doing, you know. You've got the Judgment card, followed by the Five of Swords. And as I said to you, the change is painful. The initial change is going to be painful. And there are going to be times where you're going to lose hope. But even when I say to you, you got to surrender to the universe, even when you don't feel physical changes or signs, you have to trust Source that there are changes that's happening. And there's a reason why it's not your time, it's divine timing. And it's a case of you feeling that you need the essence of being nurtured and cared, as I said to you, with the 10 of Cups within your family or friends. And do you know what, that's where it comes to your major shift. It's the essence of you feeling that everything starts from within, when you realize that you are the universe, you know And it's a case for you to just take the gold from the pain. These experiences are tough, but you will be remembering them and using them going forwards. And whatever happens, you're going to come out of this stronger. Now, with your final card is the Wheel of Fortune, and you've got the Seven of Wands. And when you've got these paired up, right? When you got these paired up together, the Wheel of Fortune is with the Seven of Wands. There will be a time when you actually realize that you are stronger than what you thought you was. Like, you're gonna realize the power has always been within you, and it's a case of you unearthing that. The Seven of as you can see, the Seven of Wands is that area of fortitude. You delivering that strength within yourself to guide you to go and create space away from you and this particular person, as well as understanding that no matter what situation you're going through, you're tough enough to bear with and deal with it and flourish at the end of it. The Wheel of Fortune is for you essentially to flip the script so that you are a creator of your narrative, of your happiness, of your goals, and your self-love. And that's something that's going to be very empowering. And I love that, because that's essentially the major shift, is you alchemizing, you changing from something so painful to something so powerful. I hope you enjoy that reading. I go by name the Sorcerer. Love, peace, and light.
Sorcerer.